In a world of noise and narratives, one voice stands unapologetically bold,
This is J. Jones.
where facts meet fire, politics,
Current events.
even sports. No spin, no filters.
Just truth, raw and uncut.
Tune in, lock in, and let's talk real. Welcome to the show with J. Jones.
We interrupt your regularly scheduled program for this special report.
Are you ready? That boy is good. It's time!
What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? A really quick live stream, a very impromptu live stream at that, because I was not planning on going live today at all. But I'm gonna make it happen. Looks like there's a couple things going on out here in the political world. So I want to talk about it, man. Some things have been brought to my attention, and I finally had a chance to sit down and look through what the heck is going on. And I'm just like, doesn't surprise me. But let's get into the intro, straight into the show. Shout out to Paul. Shout out to Paul Jacoby. Shout out to you, sir. What's going on, everybody out there in YouTube world, YouTube land? I am J. Jones, and welcome to the live stream lineup. Well, man, oh man. Looks like we got this guy named Mamdani in the news. Joy Reid has decided to join CNN, which I said, she's back again? I said, oh no. Who in the world would bring this lady back after she got booted off of MSDNC because nobody was watching her? No one was watching this lady. So, you know, just insane to me. And then I'm hearing about this guy named Zohran, whatever his name is, Mamdani. CG, what's going on with you, sir? Like I said, I'm just doing this quick impromptu live stream. Oh, we got Vaughn in the building. Shout out to Vaughn. I still got you here, man. I still got you here, big dog. I still got you here. Real dreams come true. Get a close up on that. All right, still got you here. Shout out to you. And then we got Steph Jeff in the building. Steph Jeff in the building, right? Got a Democrat in here, right? I don't know if you're happy to be a Democrat, though. I think that you have associated with the Democrat Party by default. But I don't really think you believe in them, Steph. I know you don't believe in the Democrat Party and what they stand for. Definitely not this Mamdani guy. Wow, I mean, they are coming out and just being blatant with it now. They don't even want to hide it anymore. But we're going to talk about it. Since we got some people in the chat, have you guys seen this Joe Rogan and Bernie Sanders podcast? Is it worth like reacting to and bringing on the channel? I just seen, you know, I didn't actually see an entire clip. I just seen a picture of him. You know, Bernie Sanders looks like a mess, man. He's too old. And I know that Joe Rogan used to be really into Bernie Sanders, right? That's kind of who he used to associate with. So I wonder how that conversation went, if you guys seen it and if it's worth reacting to. I just got some water in here today. But surprise, man. I didn't think really, appreciated Real Dreams. Yeah, I didn't really think I was going to come back. Let me tell you guys about my last live stream before I get on here. I'm a very competitive person, right? Meaning I'm more competitive with myself than I am with other people. And so some of you guys were on the live stream where we had over 400 people on here. And I said, I got to do it again. I got to do it again. And I had to prove it to myself. And I went live the next time, right? I think I put out the live stream notification like 10 hours earlier. It was a sad day. I mean, sad. It was so sad that I shut the live stream down early. I shut it down. Like, I could have kept going, but the way it was looking, I was seeing the people, how many people I had watching. And it was like, one point it was like 1, then it was 0. And then I was like, you know what? This is pissing me off. So, you know, I don't think it was a searchable topic, but I was pissed at myself. So I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to go impromptu, create a couple videos, not expecting a whole lot, but I'm going to figure this out. And we go keep 100 people on here. I'm going to figure this out, y'all. Y'all stick with me. But let's get straight into it, man. I don't have much time. My wife came home, said she was going to take the kids for a walk. I'm like, I'm going live. I got to find some work to do. But let's talk about Joy Reid. See what the hell she had to say on CNN. I just don't understand. Make sure you guys hit the like button as well. Hit the like button on the way inside. I will not move forward until I see this like button move. I only see one. I need to see the like button move. I mean, can I at least get 4? Says a couple people are watching. Can I get 4? Can I get 3? Or I'll just shut this live stream down early too. I'll just say forget it, like I did last time. I just said, boop, shut it down, forget it. There's 1. Can I get another one? Can I get another one? You know what? We're going to shut this down. I see another one. I'm going to shut it down. Oh, okay. All right. I was just saying if y'all was paying attention, man. That's what I did to my last live stream. I said, oh, it's over. All right. Can I get one more? One more? There we go. I guess you got to ask for it. You know what I'm saying? In fact, I'll put this here, hit the like button. That's at the bottom of the screen. I don't need to say it anymore. Let's get into the show. Let's see what's going on with Joy Reid, Joyless Reid on CNN, y'all. Appreciate you guys joining the show. Let's see what this is about. She's talking about Iran, I believe.
Full armies. Israel has absorbed 28,000 rocket attacks, and this little David has defeated this massive Goliath, and that opened this opportunity for the United States. And yes, there is a sordid history, but the United States, since 1945, has basically guaranteed and overseen the greatest period of peace and prosperity in the world relative to all other points in human history. And the United States is
but Goliath is the United States. The United States did not start.
Versus Iran.
Did not.
Are you
Hold on.
the murders of Tehran.
First of all, one moment. 2 nuclear powers, the United States and Israel, bombed a non-nuclear power, which under the Obama administration signed a deal to decrease their enrichment of uranium. They signed that deal under President Obama. Donald Trump came along, abrogated, and ended that agreement such that they could begin enriching again. And Joe Biden came along, did not put that agreement back in place. Iran has been outside of that agreement since President Trump's first term. Did they in that time build a nuclear weapon? They did not. The 16 intelligence agencies which assess this for a living, it is their only job, have already concluded that they were not attempting to. Wait, but no. One other question.
So you mean to tell me this lady is in support of Iran? Is she? What is she talking about? In fact, you know what? I'm going to get straight to it, to this show. I'm not even going to leave any cliffhangers. We're going to watch what the Democrats used to say about Iran.
We will not allow Iran to acquire a nuclear weapon.
If I'm the president, we will attack Iran. Whatever stage of development they might be in their nuclear weapons program in the next 10 years, during which they might foolishly consider launching an attack on Israel, we would be able to totally obliterate them. That's a terrible thing to say.
Not obliterate, not the same word that Trump used, not obliteration, okay, let's get to it.
But those people who run Iran need to understand that.
Make no mistake, a nuclear-armed Iran is not a challenge that can be contained. It would threaten the elimination of Israel, the security of Gulf nations, and the stability of the global economy. It risks triggering a nuclear arms race in the region and the unraveling of the Non-Proliferation Treaty. That's why a coalition of countries is holding the Iranian government accountable. And that's why the United States will do what we must to prevent Iran from obtaining a nuclear weapon.
As long as I'm President of the United States, Iran will not get a nuclear weapon. I made that clear when I came into office.
And look, Iran has American blood on their hands, okay? And what we saw in terms of just this attack on Israel, 200 ballistic missiles.
Come on with the word salad, Kamala. Come on with it. Just take it. Just say it.
What we need to do to ensure that Iran never achieves the ability to be a nuclear power, that is one of my highest priorities.
So if you
And
have
that
proof
must be.
that
Shout out to Angry Man. Well, this
United States
shows
is clear.
that, and I wonder what Steph Jeff, if she has anything to say about this. So we have a bunch of Democrats saying that Iran needs to be destroyed when it comes to their nuclear abilities, right? But all of a sudden in 2025, anyone that Trump goes against, it's wrong. Meanwhile, you got people from NATO calling Trump daddy because they understand that dude is not for no games. He's not playing any games. Listen, what I'm seeing here is a bunch of hypocrites once again just wanting to get on TV and talk crap about Donald Trump. Meanwhile, their party has talked about how badly they hate Iran and how badly they need to be destroyed, and they do not need to have a nuclear weapon. We heard Joe Biden just say it, Barack Obama, Hillary Clinton, who didn't even win the election, say that, okay? We're hearing all of these people say this, and that's just a few Democrats that have said this about Israel and Iran from years ago. The hypocrisy is amazing when it comes to Donald Trump. The only difference is that he is actually standing, like they say today, standing on business and actually doing what he said he's going to do instead of saying the thing that's right from the American people, right, to the American people. Saying, oh, yeah, we're going to take care of Iran and then never do anything for 4 years. Huge difference. Like Paul Jacoby just said, he just said it right here when it came to Barack Obama just giving out the money. He said, right, they started enriching uranium again because of Trump, not because Obama gave them hundreds of millions. I love how they never really address the real problem. They only talk about how badly they hate someone. These people are turning into sick folks who have mental illness issues about Donald Trump. Trump derangement syndrome is something that we laugh about, but I really believe it's starting to become a real mental health issue. How can you get mad at one person, but then the person that you love, the Barack Obama, the god of the Democrat Party, who you guys support and love, who was deporting the hell out of migrants and also talking about Iran, talking about they don't need a nuclear weapon and we will try to bomb them. And he bombed Syria. And then there was nothing there when he did it without congressional approval. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm just in the Twilight Zone or something when it comes to this politics.
Hold on one second, just a second, because Jamie, I'm curious about this. Yeah. What she just said was that since Iran is outside of the nuclear deal that Trump got out of, were they able to build a nuclear weapon in that time?
Yes, so the answer,
eight plus years.
Do they have a nuclear bomb now? Probably not. But here's what happened. As part of that deal, they were given money which went to all these.
I know, I understand that. I just want to be clear because I think the
you know these folks. It's almost like they want they wanted Iran to do something bad to the U.S. just so they can say, Trump, I told you so. These people want us to get hurt just to say, I told you so. And just to say, is this what you voted for? These folks from the Democrat Party, and I'm going to let this finish, were so quick to say on Saturday and Sunday when the bombing happened, see, World War III is starting out. I've seen all of the Democrats come out the woodwork and say, look what Trump's did. Look what Trump did. Look what he's doing. Look what he's doing. And by Tuesday, there was a ceasefire, and they were hiding back into the bushes. I purposely confronted one person named Stewart on my Facebook who pretty much wanted to bring race into a conversation about this, which was totally irrelevant because he had no point to prove. They wanted to hide after the ceasefire came out because they look so dumb. They are too quick to react instead of wait for the facts. So let's hear what else Joyless Reed has to say. because Iran does not need a nuclear weapon. Trump took them out so that they were not able to even build anymore, work on it anymore. And then you've seen what happened. They came and said, no more, no mas. Israel, we're ready to do a ceasefire because we can't fight you anymore. Instead of these folks saying, thank you to our servicemen and women for carrying out a mission and getting back home safe, these people are going to say, well, they didn't completely destroy the nuclear site. And why did we go and bomb Iran? They care nothing about America. They want us to get hurt just to say, I told you so. It's ridiculous.
Is that in that time, Iran has not actually, at that time, the talk was that they were weeks away, months away from building a nuclear weapon. We're 8 years later,
They've
been
weeks away since the 90s, according to BBC.
On May the 31st, the International Atomic Energy Association censured Iran for being out of compliance. They say they've not been truthful. They say they have undeclared nuclear material. They have nuclear material that's enriched to 60%.
But
why do they do
I think
that, Joy?
one of the questions about
one
of the questions about what the American people know and what they trust is, do we have a good understanding of where things stand in terms of Iran and a nuclear weapon?
Yes.
And I think to Anna's point, there's such a long history of Americans feeling misled. I think that
being
people
misled, not feeling.
Oh, absolutely. Being misled. I think people are legitimately wondering.
Yeah, I wonder, did they feel misled listening to your friend Jake Tapper for a couple of years? Were they misled with that information? Come on now. I understand we're talking about Iran, but it's quite rich coming from these people that have lied to the American people for years and now coming out saying, well, we didn't know.
When you warn that this is weeks away, how true is that? And should we really be getting into a war because of that?
We know they have uranium enriched to 60%. Which you don't need for a civilian nuclear energy program, which, by the way, they don't need a civilian nuclear energy program
or a
anyway.
space program.
In your view, so that's how arrogant to tell them what they need. They have been 2 weeks away since Bibi Netanyahu said it in '96. He said it to George W. Bush. He said it to Joe Biden. He said it to Barack Obama. He's been saying they've been 2 weeks away since 1996 when my children were infants.
Wait a minute, Joy.
So you keep saying that they're 2 weeks away. The bottom line.
What I'm also legitimately.
Here's the thing, man. Now that we can actually talk after everything has happened, now they're years away. Let's just deal with the facts now. Because the site has been destroyed. They are definitely going to be years behind in rebuilding that. Enough of, okay, they told us 2 weeks, they told us a couple months, I get it. But now that the damage is done, now they're very behind. And they won't be able to build a nuclear weapon for years. The site has been demolished, destroyed. Period. So let's deal in facts now. Whether it was a couple weeks or a couple months, whether they had 60% of enrichment, all of that, now they don't have anything. And because they came to the table and said, no more, we don't want to fight anymore. We're ready to do a ceasefire. You know what that tells me? They're done. They're defeated. And the little weak attack that they did on Qatar was just to say, hey, we don't want to go down without a fight, but we're done. It was a fighter's chance, a fighter's punch. Just hopefully something lands and we can say we did something. The fact is, they're done now. We need to talk about what's happening. Iran is a serious threat. It was a very scary thing on Saturday, hearing that they bombed Iran. And I was like, man, what the hell happened? And then when I found out it was the nuclear sites, I said it's a clear message that it's just for them not being able to rebuild that nuclear bomb, period. And I said, you know what? I don't like war. I don't like bombs. I'm glad our troops got back home safe. It was a very successful mission because they didn't even know we were coming. And then they destroyed the target and came back home. And now they can't rebuild. But these folks want America to fail so bad They want us to get hurt so bad because of their sickness that they have against Donald Trump. Insane. Insane. Let me read y'all comments, man, now that I've seen what this crazy lady said. Why is she on TV anymore? She couldn't make it on YouTube. Nobody's checking for her crazy blonde hair, ridiculous black woman. No one is checking for this lady. This lady purposely comes on TV looking a hot ass freaking mess, bro. Look at this. Where am I? I'm so pissed I don't know my buttons. Look up. She's a hot ass mess, man. She comes on TV purposely to look like a damn gremlin. This lady does this on purpose. I cannot look past the fact that I think she does this to purposely troll and piss people off. She's unattractive. She's got a horrible hairstyle, a horrible attitude. She's got a terrible trifecta. This lady, and then she's horrible politically. She has a horrible take. I can't believe it, man. Can't believe it. Anyways, Paul Jacoby says, has Iran ever been honest, even during the nuclear deals? By the way, Joy Reid hates this country. Yes, right. They really expect people that fund terrorist groups to be honest and tell us the truth. Should we wait until they bomb us to say, oh, now let's fight? Or do we say, you know what? Death to America that you've been saying for years, we're going to take you up on that threat. And America's like, boom, we're done. It's a game of chess, man. It's a game of chess. And taking them out during this time, which they were not expecting. They were not expecting us to do that. And now, that whatever, if they had 60% of enrichment, which they probably have. See, people like Joy Reid and some of these Americans, this is what they don't understand. This is what they don't get, Paul. This is way above all of our pay grade. This is military intelligence, information, and strategy. So if they know that they got 60%, 70%, if they knew where their facility was, which I just heard that they had like intelligence that were out there for years while they were building this Fordo, site. They were out there for years, so they knew that they were building this. This isn't something that we just found out last week. This was years of planning. This is way above our thinking. And then you get simple-minded people like Joy Reid to come on here and start talking about what America should and shouldn't do. You don't even know the harm that we are in. And these folks, we don't trust them to be honest with us. They want complete chaos, just like the Democrats want. So, yeah, Joy Reid she's absolutely insane. She freaking makes my skin crawl, man. She makes my damn skin crawl, bro. All right, let me react to this other video. How many has seen any of the fat electrician videos? I haven't seen it. Let's see. Yeah, this video right here of these Democrats all saying basically Iran has to go. It's funny to me, man. It really is. It's like, I'm all for, sticking with your side, right? Even me, hey, I voted for Trump. But if the hypocrisy is there, meaning if Trump says something that the Democrats said and they're standing on it, I shouldn't hate the Democrat for the same thing that Trump said. Like Barack Obama when it comes to deporting. I'm like, you know what? He actually deported him and he actually spoke about it. I'm not going to talk against Barack Obama when it comes to his deportations. He had kids in cages. I would say that according to what they show us and tell us, Barack Obama was a lot more brutal when it came to handling migrants than Trump was, but they're both on the same page of they gotta go. So what sense would it make for me to criticize Barack Obama for his deportations and getting him out of here and then being like, well, I don't like Trump's policies and he's so mean and he's anti this and that. But I'm like, whoa. But you supported Barack Obama with this. I just don't understand. I don't get him. But that's comes with the mental instability that they have. Make sure you guys hit the like button, man. I want to see if you guys can hit the like button one more time before I go to this next segment. One more time. Give me the 5 at least, you know. I was expecting a couple, you know, and I came on live impromptu. So give me one more, man. Somebody give me one more. Or I'll shut it down, man. I'll shut it down. Let me talk about this Mamdani guy. I have not been hearing good things about him, and I started to do some research just a little bit. I plan to actually come on here a little bit, maybe tomorrow or the weekend to talk more about him. But this guy, man, New York is going in the wrong direction, man. Make sure you guys hit the like button on the way inside. I said we got some people coming in. Make sure you hit the like button. Let's see what Mamdani's talking about. Let me hear what you guys think about this guy. This guy's kind of insane, bro.
Unsurprisingly, now that it appears that Democratic Socialist Zohran Mamdani is poised to win as the new mayor of New York City, his economic wish list has struck terror in the hearts of Wall Street executives, as demonstrated perfectly on CNBC. Take a look.
The rent's too high. You know what? The new mayor potentially of New York is going to freeze the rents and everybody eats for free. So they don't have to worry.
Freeze the rent? What? Whoa. You can't freeze the damn rents.
Really? Yeah.
But how about the rich?
No.
Do they get shot?
No, yes. They get taken away.
Are we kulaks?
Yes, they get taken away. We have to go.
In 23.
We have to leave now. But everybody else, there he is, Mamdani. He wants to get the rents down. One good way to do it is to stop.
You can't get the rents down, bro. And you're in New York City. Like Can I just be honest with you guys from a real estate point of view? Because again, I'm an agent. I'm also an investor as well. The numbers don't work in California and New York and certain cities because the price of the house is so high that some people are literally negative when it comes to renting their home. They don't have any cash flow. They're net negative cash flow. A lot of them are just keeping the real estate because of the appreciation. So, oh my goodness, what the hell? This is ridiculous.
Stop all business and drive everybody out. That'll bring the rents down.
Gotham. Have you seen what Batman is up against in Gotham and what the guy running for mayor is up against? That's what it reminds me of. They're taking Wall Streeters and make him walk out onto the ice in the East River as and hope and then they fall through. I mean, there is a class warfare that's going.
So what's happened here, I think,
is the rich.
Doesn't work.
Part of the reason why President Roosevelt pursued the New Deal is because he wanted to protect capital.
Let me see if there's another video I want to react to as well. Excuse me.
Capitalism. I'm not kidding.
I want to. Oh my gosh, man! What New York is going? They're going downhill, bro. So you lose Eric Adams, who started to become more like a little bit more in the center because of all the BS, because he's seen the writing on the wall that the Democrats were literally trying to get rid of him, and then now they're going far left, man. Is it this one right here? Maybe I'll go to this one. Let me see what this. Let me see what's going on with this one real quick.
We are back with a Fox News alert. Socialist Zohran Mamdani declaring victory as the new Democrat nominee for New York City mayor after former New York Governor Andrew Cuomo concedes.
Tonight was Assemblyman Mamdani's night, and he put together a great campaign, and he touched young people and inspired them. I called him, I congratulated him, I applaud him sincerely for his effort.
In his speech to supporters, Mamdani laying out his vision for the city.
We have won because New Yorkers have stood up for a city they can afford. A city where they can do more than just struggle. And it's where the mayor will use their power to reject Donald Trump's fascism, to stop mass.
Here we go. Here we go again. Oh my gosh. He's going to be worse than Brandon Johnson.
ICE agents from deporting our neighbors and to govern.
So he doesn't want to deport migrants. I did read about the defunding of police.
To stop mass ICE agents from deporting our neighbors and to govern our city as a model for the Democratic Party.
The primary now heads to a ranked choice count beginning next Tuesday after no Democrat got the majority of the vote. Carly.
All right, Todd, thank you so much. Let's bring in New York City business owner Richie Romero to react to this. What was your initial reaction when you heard about this victory?
Honestly, I didn't sleep because I had to talk a lot of people off ledges last night that were calling me nonstop, moving out of New York, et cetera.
Really? What were they saying to you?
They're in fear of, what's going to happen with the economy and everything. I look at it, we got to see what's going on with the general election, but it really comes down to it is we need a mayor that's going to reinvigorate the economy and have common sense, and he just doesn't have common sense.
He wants to defund the police. So crime is about to skyrocket. Hey. Crime is about to skyrocket. He wants to do government, government ran grocery stores. He wants to price fix, like it's like the Soviet Union again. And I can't believe these folks are gonna go for this again. He doesn't want to do anything with ICE. He wants these migrants to stay. He literally wants to take New York further back. I would think New York would have learned their lesson over the last 4 years. This is bad news. And this guy's 33 years old. He's younger than me. And he's coming on the scene like, oh, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to do X, Y, and Z. Like he hasn't implemented any of these things. And then if this guy wins, New York is going to make LA look like paradise. This guy's gonna make New York. He's gonna make LA look, or California look like paradise. This guy is definitely looking to destroy New York, defunding the police, and he wants to put the money into the community and into non-police agenda or something like that. I'm like, what? You need police. Let's see what 3 Infinity says. 3 Infinity says, bro, what every country have state-owned grocery stores? What? What every country? I don't know what you're talking about. I need real English. State-run, if he's gonna try to do price fixing on grocery stores, that's insane and it's stupid and it doesn't work. It does not work. New York is absolutely insane when it comes to their taxes. When it comes to they just got done with getting a congestion tax, bro. What in the world is a congestion tax? They get hit with all type of crazy stuff. They can't afford to live there. I've spoken to people that were from New York. I just spoke to a dude in the sauna a couple months ago who told me about living in New York was crazy. He said, I would only live in New York to get my experience, but I would live outside of it because it's absolutely he said it's too expensive. You can't live there. Crazy. You cannot live there, bro. He says, I got to live with family.
So you don't see Mamdani as a pro-business candidate, and you're not the only one. Take a look at this Free Press headline. It says business leaders say they'll flee New York City if Mamdani wins. Bill Ackman says.
So 3 Infinity, I want you to show me how this is going to work, Infinity. Since you want a handout in everything, why don't you tell me why this strategy is not being implemented across every single state in the United States? Why didn't Kamala Harris win this? This was one of her strong points of, I'm gonna do price fixing, price gouging. Why is it that when Kamala Harris mentioned price gouging, you heard it one time, before she got a bunch of pushback from her own party about the same thing, and then you heard about it no more? When they told her that President Nixon tried it and we went into a recession and it was the worst thing ever. Why didn't she continue talking about price fixing to fix this highly inflated economy? Because it was the dumbest policy that she had, and people were asking questions about how are you going to do this? Where is the money coming from? And your girl Kamala Harris, Word Salad Harris, couldn't give you an answer. Tell me how this works, 3 Infinity. Tell me how this works. Tell me how tax the rich works. Are you from New York? I would love to know if you're from New York, because I want to know some financial questions. Are you from New York? Because New York is insane. Let's go back here before, I'll read see what's relevant to what Lefty is saying here. Oh, I'm sorry, I called you Lefty. 3 Infinity.
It only takes a handful of successful people to leave to decimate the city's tax base. And this is an ex-post from Florida Governor Ron DeSantis, who said, just when you thought Palm Beach real estate couldn't go any higher. That's his reaction to Mamdani being up in the polls before he won, which he did. And this is because Mamdani right now plans to raise the corporate tax rate from 7% to 11.5%. How does that sound to you?
It's awful. What do you think is going to happen? Everyone could easily relocate now. People aren't in offices. We need to do a marketing campaign in general in New York just to get the skyscrapers filled with office businesses in here. So who's going to pay for all these things you want to do with all these freebies?
Yeah, well, I love the businesses that you run in New York City. You have a bakery that I used to go to all the time, and it shut down. Is that because it is so difficult to run a business in New York City?
It is, and that's one thing that he keeps bringing up. That we could have these dollar stores and do all these things. You can't. It's simple economics of supply and demand. You can't pay $30.
So what's the strategy there, 3 Infinity? What's the strategy? Because obviously, yeah, rich people understand. Most of them understand the tax code, so they don't have to pay taxes, a bunch of taxes. But is the solution Mamdani? Is it what he's proposing? Taxing the rich, price fixing, defunding the police. What's the strategy here? Allowing migrants to come in so they can spend more money on the migrants? So they can spend more billions of dollars in New York? Just thought I'd ask a question.
Minimum wage, and then want to do dollar pizzas and have business run. If you in 1 hour you have to sell 30 slices of pizza, you're not paying for it. It's just simple economics.
So I see your "I Love New York" T-shirt. You clearly love New York in the city. What would you like to see take place?
Listen, I have a very simple thing to how to make New York work. It's the biggest problem is he won mainly through TikTok, and you got to realize most people responsibility makes you mature, not age. And he's letting people just they want the freebies instead of really wanting to be like a mayor should be like an expediter of dreams and break through it. And we have to break all this red tape that's in New York. Like even all the different things from DOH, people waiting for Con Ed, from DOB and everything. They're all on different tech platforms that don't even talk to each other. And the biggest thing that we need is, and that's why I'm wearing the "I Love New York" is, we need a real marketing campaign for New York. We need trade shows in Javits Center. You got to realize, even the International Pizza Conventions in Vegas. We did a restaurant convention. They had it in Javits. It was only 2,500, 3,000 people, 50,000 in Chicago. We need that. We need businesses in the trade and all the skyscrapers.
This guy sounds pretty insane, bro. Pretty insane. Make sure y'all hit the like button on the way inside. I'm going to play another video because, again, I'm trying to learn who the hell this guy is, man. But it just sounds like he's young. So how would he even have the experience to know what to do? I just don't get it, man. I just don't understand why they would trust this guy because he's on TikTok. I think he got an answer to your question there, 3 Infinity. He says maybe because the EU and Canada live under the blanket of freedom that we provide, so they have more money for social programs. You're welcome. Thank you for your attention to this matter. Like Donald Trump. Thank you for your attention to this matter. I'm going to start telling that to people. When they start saying stupid shit, I'm saying, yeah, blah, 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 X, Y, Z. Thank you for your attention to this matter. But anyways, let's see what you got to say. You said, bro, USA is literally world's biggest economy. How many more businesses do you all need? This is exactly why you would fit into a person who would vote for Mamdani. Because you don't even understand how business works. You probably don't even understand how money works. So you think that, the United States, we'll just give out money. We'll just give it to people. We'll just price fix this and that. And then when things go sour and inflation goes through the roof, you guys are just going to complain about everything's so expensive. Why is everything so expensive? Because you got people like 3 Infinity who just believes in socialism and says everybody should just be able to do whatever. And we don't need that many. We don't need more businesses. You guys don't need more money. You don't need capitalism. Nobody needs to make more money and live a better life. We all need to live the same. Get out of here with that mess, man. You work hard, you should be able to live and enjoy what the hell you want. But getting taxed and all that stuff is crazy. And it's going to where? Migrants? It's going to go to more migrants in New York. Funding. And then when you guys are ready to kick out this 33-year-old kid then you're going to be stuck with them, just like they are right now with Mayor Brandon Johnson out in Chicago with a 7% approval rating. They are itching to get that man out of there. But because they're so dumb and they want to just, I'm going to vote for the black man. I'm going to vote for the black man. I'm going to vote for the Democrat. I'm going to vote blue no matter who. Now they're screaming, we need him out of there. No. And although I do feel bad for people in Chicago, I also don't, because y'all keep voting in people like that. And so you need to feel the pain. So let's see what else is going on with this Zohran dude.
Upset in New York City's mayoral primary, sending shockwaves through the Democratic Party.
Well, let me tell you something here, Mr. 3 Infinity. I actually do pay my taxes. I actually have gotten taxed. When you flip houses and you get hit with capital gains tax, which you probably know nothing about, I pay a fair share of that. And it's not fun at all. It's not fun at all. So how much tax do you pay? Are you still getting a refund, broke ass? All right, let's go.
Zohran Mamdani was a little-known state lawmaker until recently. Now he's beaten nearly a dozen challengers, including former Governor Andrew Cuomo. Our senior political correspondent, Rachel Scott, joined us now, and you spoke with Mamdani. Good morning.
I spoke to him just yesterday. Good morning to you all. He was a little-known state assemblyman until just a few weeks ago, but his victory in the Democratic primary for mayor did deliver shockwaves in a party that is struggling to define its message and a path forward. This morning, Zohran Mamdani calling for a new generation of leaders after delivering a stunning upset in New York City's Democratic primary for mayor.
And I think that there is a need for a new generation of leadership.
The self-described Democratic socialist skyrocketed past former New York Governor Andrew Cuomo. His campaign laser focused on making New York more affordable, a strategy he tells me could be a blueprint for Democrats.
I think there's a question of how we return back to what made so many of us proud to be Democrats.
How do you do that?
And I think it's that focus on an economic agenda, on ensuring that people can do more than just struggle.
He campaigns on freezing rents, making buses free, and opening city-run supermarkets, telling voters he will pay for his agenda by raising taxes on wealthy and
Oh my God, that is not going to work. Oh my goodness. Go ahead and say it.
It's that focus on
tax the rich.
On an economic agenda, on ensuring that people can do more than just struggle.
He campaigns on freezing rents, making buses free, and opening city-run supermarkets, telling voters he will pay for his agenda by raising taxes on wealthy and corporations. But that would certainly face major challenges getting approval in the state legislature. And this morning, he's also facing questions about his own experience at just 33 years old with only 5 years in the state assembly.
And the experience that I show in this moment is to be able to meet the crisis that New Yorkers are facing and deliver them a new kind of city, one that is unencumbered by the old ways.
In November, he'll face New York City Mayor Eric Adams.
He's a snake oil salesman. He will say and do anything to get elected.
Adams was indicted on corruption charges, which were later.
I mean, it's pretty obvious. The guy, but also too, man, we got to ask the real question. Let's think a little bit deeper here. There's funding behind this guy, right? Like there's Democrat funding behind this guy. They like this guy. They want him. They're voting for him. And they're telling you this is what they really would like to go and lean into. They want this Mamdani guy. It's pretty sad to see this.
Dismissed by the Trump administration. During our interview, the president going on the attack.
So President Trump just weighed in and called you a communist lunatic. What do you say to that?
You know, this is not the first time that President Trump is going to comment on myself.
The next mayor of New York City will have to work with the Trump administration. Are you willing to do that? Will you do that?
I will work with the Trump administration when it is to the benefit of New Yorkers. My approach will never be reflexive, whether in agreement or opposition, but if it comes at the expense of the New Yorkers that I'm running to serve, then no, I will not be working with the administration on harming the people that I look to represent.
So
some Democrats are still trying to.
That is the real answer to the question is this.
My approach will never be reflexive, whether.
Will you do that?
I will work with the Trump administration when it is to the benefit of New Yorkers. My approach will never be reflexive, whether in agreement or opposition, but if it comes at the expense of the New Yorkers that I'm running to serve, then no, I will not be.
He's not going to work with the Trump administration. He's going to fight him on every single thing, just like Gavin Newsom wants to do. This is the Democrat playbook. The Democrat playbook has not worked for them, and they don't understand. This is what caused you to lose the election. The I hate Trump train. I'm going to fight him on everything. I'm going to take him to court. I'm going to bitch and complain in front of everybody on TV, it doesn't work, man. It doesn't work, bro. So this is a young guy who wants to run for the city of New York, who I'm believing there's a lot of money behind this guy, because that's why we're talking about him. This is why he's leading. And he's just some TikToker that's gotten some visibility and who is looking to take down New York City single-handedly by his terrible policies. New York is already known to be a liberal state. They just vote blue no matter who. It's just one of those states. And if he's the next guy in line, this actually falls right within the Democrats' hands. This falls right into the AOC, the Jasmine Crockett's, and then the Mamdani. People like Bernie Sanders are going to get washed out. John Fetterman is pretty much a Republican at this point, according to them. And people like Dean Phillips, who's more in the center, are no longer even a Democrat anymore. They want this far left agenda. They want this radical, I hate Donald Trump stuff. These folks are turning into anti-Americans. This is what the party is turning into. And he'll probably win in New York, but when you try to go nationally, people are not going to accept this. But you know what? New York, if you vote on this, and now that I'm paying attention to this New York mayor candidate, mainly because I want to see what's going to happen to Mayor Eric Adams, because he's in a very, very different situation, because he was running as a Democrat, and then all of a sudden, Democrats did him dirty. He had to get off and run as an independent, and all of a sudden, this is what I'm watching. Who are they going to prop up next? And this is the guy. This is the guy. I thought it was Andrew Cuomo, which it still could be, but this is the guy they're putting the money behind. They like the radicalness that this guy has. He's going to terribly kill the environment financially in New York City with his policies. You give him 2 to 4 years in that office, New York's going to be screaming for this guy to leave. This reminds me of The Dark Knight. I love Batman, The Dark Knight. And when the Joker says, I know a squealer when I see one, and this is one. I want to see what White Ink says. White Ink says he'll modestly tax the rich in society to improve the lives of people like you. Middle-class Americans endlessly voting against their own interests is mind-boggling. He won't have the power to meaningfully impact Wall Street. Taxing the rich does not work, White Ink. It does not work. How much are you going to tax people before you understand that when they get the money, and New York is already facing a budget deficit. I just created a video probably 5-6 months ago that talked about how they were already projecting budget deficits for years to come. So if they're already facing that, and then you have horrible policies that are going to cause more of a negative impact, he's going to take New York down single-handedly, even more than what they are already. Taxing the rich does not work. Ask America how well that's working. How does it work? All right, and this is it for that video. So if you guys see it on the replay, go ahead and hit the like button. Appreciate you guys. I want to know, White Ink, how does taxing the rich work? What's going on with everybody talking about Europe today? We're not talking about Europe, damn it. We're talking about the United States. He says, I live in a European country with modest wealth tax. Everyone gets free health care. We have higher levels of education, lower crime, and higher life expectancy than the USA. What the hell does that have to do with the price of tea in China? So you don't even understand the politics that go on in the United States. How are you speaking for the United States of America and the issues that we have in cities? You don't even know what's going on in these states. Congratulations, you live in a European country. Where do you stay over there? You stay in Germany somewhere? Congratulations. All right. So he's a paid actor. Congratulations. What does that do? Nothing. It's the dumbest strategy ever. Democrats have ran on tax the rich, and guess what? They are the ones getting rich. They're the ones becoming millionaires and billionaires. Meanwhile, they're taxing you to fund what? This guy wants to defund the police. Do you really believe, since you're from, oh, you have a master's degree in politics. Oh, yeah. So guess what, Mr. Master's degree in politics, do you think it's a bright idea to defund the police? If you know what defunding the police means, do you believe that it's a good idea to take the funds from the police who are there to protect and serve and give it to non-police agendas? Let them take care of themselves. Is that a good strategy? Answer that for me, white ink. I don't care about your master's degree. You know how many people have degrees and have jobs where they don't work in the degree that they studied for? Or people that have degrees and can't do common sense things? I have seen it over and over again. A wealth and a warehouse full of knowledge in their head, but they can't fucking, follow the directions on how to put a bookshelf together. But they're so smart. They can't pick up a drill to save their life to figure out with instructions how to actually fix stuff. But they're smart. Theoretically, they can tell you everything in the world. I don't care about your degree when it comes to life and when it comes to common sense. How do you feel about defunding the police is my question. So you said it depends what they spend it on. Fund community policing, not purchasing military hardware and IMSI catchers. So if they're going to fund the community, what are they going to fund in the community that's going to be better than the police? When they need, because let me tell you something, because at one point, even Detroit had something where at one point when you called 911, they weren't coming out to get you because we were so badly in bankruptcy. They had to close the damn police department at a certain time because they were facing budgets issues. So when someone has not a 911 issue and they need the police and they're not paying for the training for them to get better training or better whatever, what should they take that money and spend it on? What should they spend it on? How to de-escalate a situation? So you're going to go to communities and hold classes for people? The Dems are the elites. They can talk about defunding the police because they would never be caught in a neighborhood that needed police. Masters in politics. What a waste of money. Right. Politics. I don't have to be a genius to understand common sense. And you're in Europe, so your politics is a little bit different over there. But I don't need a master's degree in the political system. Do I need a master's degree to figure out if men should play in women's sports? If taxing the rich is really a good strategy, seeing that the United States has tried this so many times and it really doesn't work? What should they do with the money from defunding the police, white ink? What should they do with the money, white ink? Tell me. I would love to be educated. Do you want me to drop the link so you can come up on the show and then tell me what they should do with that money? Because if it's me, I want the police. I don't want somebody, trying to be a vigilante, some old Batman. It'll probably be a crazy Democrat in a Batman suit with a colorful hair trying to come and save me. What should we do with the money? Master in politics? Taxing the rich works. Sure it does. Until you understand that most rich people have resources so they don't have to pay taxes. Till they have people like even my man Donald Trump. You figure out ways to acquire assets, provide housing, because you can literally be in partnership with the government, and you get tax benefits and tax write-offs. Buy enough assets, then I don't have to pay taxes. What link? I don't care about the link that you sent me. 3 Infinity. I don't know. I don't need to click a link. I don't even know what you're talking about, bro. Where did you send me the link at? You sent it in here somewhere? Let me type your name in. Infinity. The only reason why I'm entertaining this is because I have a short show and I really wasn't planning on coming on here, but Read my last comment. I read your last comment. The last comment was this one. You all spend money. You all spend in more. You all spend in your police more than freaking country's army. If you removed your military, you would still be the world's 4th strongest army. Don't talk about our army. How about that? How about that? You know why you don't talk about our army there, Infinity? Because you're not even from here. Because we don't play about our army, big dog. He said, yeah, I know. He said, be careful. Yeah, I'm not about to click any link that this guy's sending. He's an idiot. But our military, see what we just did on Saturday? Could your military do that over there? Nope. Nope. Don't worry about our military. How we spend our money over here in the United States of America. We spend it the right way. Just in case anybody wants to try anything crazy. But yeah, anyways, we understand socialism doesn't work. I wanted to come on here real quick. Like I said, it was just more of a quick impromptu live stream. Plus, I got to put out some content because it's been a couple of days. Been very busy. Haven't had time to really pick up the camera. But a lot has been going on politically. I will say, man, Trump has been handling business lately. You know, working on the ceasefire deal. I see he went over to NATO and he's been getting respect over there in NATO. And, you know, and then also on the other side of the political aisle, I see Jasmine Crockett's trying to make her ways around. Joy Reid's trying to get back on TV after she got fired. You know, just looking stupid. And then this Mamdani guy is going to make headway. So he'll probably be around for quite some time. Sounds like this is what the Democrats want, and it fits their agenda because this party is just insane. They're delusional. They have a low approval rating. They don't know what they're doing. They don't have any leadership. So they're looking for someone or anyone that's looking to fight Donald Trump. And here's what they don't understand. Once all this is over and once Donald Trump is done with politics, which he's got 3 more years, they have used all of their energy to hate one man. What do you do next? Because let's say Vance is next or Ramaswamy is next or a total new Republican. What's your game plan now? These folks aren't thinking ahead. They're just thinking about now. Three Infinity, you're not talking about nothing, bro. Like you sound like an idiot. I'm not even going to give you any more play, any more airtime because you haven't said anything that's of relevance. But I also seen that Donald Trump, and it's funny, man, how the media, how they don't actually give you the truth. So I remember they brought up that Gavin Newsom sued Donald Trump for the military, right? I remember they sued him for the military, and then he went to court, appealed it, and then Supreme Court said, oh, you can continue using the military. But you know what the left frames it as? Oh, Gavin Newsom got sued again by Donald Trump and he won. Until he got they never cover the appeal. And then when Donald Trump wins, because these folks are so short-minded, they only cover the first story that makes Trump look bad, and then they just go to the next story. He just won that case so that he can continue using the National Guard in California. Like this guy is, it's just like this guy is winning left and right when it comes to him being in the office right now. He just bombed the mess, bombed the mess out of Iran and then had them crawling back on their knees. I got something that's kind of funny that I'll end this off on. Look at the difference between Kamala Harris and Donald Trump. Listen to the difference.
The message to Iran.
Don't.
As President Biden said, just don't.
Exactly. One word. Pretty straightforward.
I'm going to bomb the shit out of them. It's true. I don't care. I don't care. They've got to be stopped.
What's the message?
That's who you guys wanted to run the United States. Don't come. These people's words meant nothing. They meant nothing. And Donald Trump, when he said that I was going to do what I said I was going to do, I meant it. And this is why you got to take everything he says serious. Go. Hold on. About to put them to bed. But this is why when Trump speaks and he says something, he means it. These people have lied to us for so long, you can't believe a word that they say. So anything that they say is just projection and they don't really mean it. But I love how he said, you know what, I'm going to bomb the out of them. And he will. He will. But he is strategic with how he does it. I will say that. Just find that interesting. So, you know, I'll still continue to keep my ear to the street. Shut up. Oh, BX Mail. You know, I literally was going to say your name when we was talking about Mamdani. If you don't mind, man, I'm about to get off this thing, but give me your thoughts on Mamdani. You know, this is actually somebody from New York. You know, I had two people that were friggin' from Europe. They were from Europe, and then they were up here talking about American politics. I'm like, man, get out of here, man. Muslim mayor means I'm moving. Well, there you go, man. There you go. There's somebody from New York. Man, I would hope that they would vote better, but you know, sometimes you think that like the migrant crisis would have been enough for them to say, all right, no more, and because they were definitely complaining about it, but I guess not. Yeah. I'm not listening to you anymore, 3 Infinity. But you can join the next show, 3 Infinity. You know, I do show love to anybody that agrees or disagrees. It's just like you don't have any good points. You don't have any anything that I can even go back and forth with you with. You know, like I don't know. And like I said, if I had more time, I would drop the link for you, and maybe we can go back and forth and just kind of, you know, hash it out. But you're not really saying anything that's relevant. You know what I'm saying? It's not even worth people's time. BX Mail says, I'm not living in New London. These people are special needs. All right. Shout out to you guys, man. Shout out to everybody that joined the show again. This was a quick one, man. I wanted to just get on here, create some content so I can get it out. I'm going to get out of here and put these kids to bed. And I'm going to see y'all on the next one, man. The point that you said that was irrelevant was the first thing that you said about the whole tax the rich and how it works. That's nonsense, bro. It's nonsense. You need actual policies. You need a strategy on trying to bring down inflation and how you're going to bring, business to New York City. How are you going to actually get the economy to boom? It already has an affordability issue because the taxes are insane. Everything that you touch is super taxed in that state. How are you going to do that? How are you going to get out of the deficit? Like things like that are important questions. They're not talking about that, and neither were you. You said tax the rich is the strategy. That's not going to work. Let me get off this thing, man. I appreciate all y'all. I appreciate all the likes and the one dislike. I appreciate you because it works as a like as well. I think I may go live. It's probably going to be next week. I got a few things to catch up on. But yeah, we'll go run some shows next week. All right, let me get out of here. Like I said, after every video, this is chess, not checkers. And I'm going to see y'all at work.
You are watching a master at work.